Good day, YouTubers. This is Captain Hal, 1947, back with one of my old guns. Today I have something that I've never done before, and that is a shotgun. This here is a Browning side-by-side shotgun, 12 gauge, that I bought back in 1983 at that time. I'm not really sure when it was actually produced, but I believe it was probably after 1977, so I got it. It was only probably a couple or a few years old at that time. It was used when I bought it. Today, these guns are becoming somewhat sought after and prized, and the price is really going up in them. They were originally started to be produced by Browning in 1971, and they were produced up to 1987. Now, they were made in Japan, and the original ones were assembled in Japan, but in 1977 they started to assemble them in Korea. The gun itself is really solid. They're a rock solid gun. They made several different varieties. They made them in 20 gauge. They made it obviously in the 12 gauge. They did have some more elaborate ones that had more carvings on the maybe on the stock, on the barrel and the receiver. These guns are real tight. This one here has been used a lot, but doesn't show too much wear. Some wear down in here, which is normal, up around the trigger guard, and back here where the safety is, obviously. But the barrel is in good shape, and a few little scratches and stuff on the stock. But I'll tell you, I don't know what they used on these stocks, but I assume it's probably some kind of urethane or something. It really is tough because this thing's been in duck blinds and under some really adverse conditions at different times, and it really has held up. Like I say, there are a few scratches and stuff, a few little dents here and there on it, but nothing to really be upset with. In as much as it is a field grade gun that they originally produced, and it was originally cost about, I think it came out originally at $256 and $257.50 was the original cost. They did go up, and today these guns are starting at around $1,200 and can go as high as $2,500 depending on the grade. How it's set up. Obviously the 20 gauge I think have a little bit more of a premium than the 12s, but these if you see one and you like them, one of the problems with these guns, you really shouldn't be shooting steel shot out of them because they do have a fixed choke. This one here has a modified and a full choke. They did make them, I think, in two full chokes, and I think they did have an improved and modified chokes. So it depended on what kind of, and they did come in different barrel lengths. Now this is a 28, I think they had them in 26 and a 30-inch barrel lengths. So the gun though, overall, is as tight as the day as I got it. It really is a solid gun. I wouldn't be afraid to shoot it today. In fact, I would like to be able to shoot a little bit more, but the cost of some of those shells that have been substituted for lead are kind of pricey. So I usually use another gun that I have. Anyway, another Browning actually. But these Brownings, if you see them, they really are good guns. They even though they were made in Japan, assembled in Korea. They're really well put together, easy to take apart. You just take this off, pop it loose, and you've got the three parts of it: the forearm, the barrel, and the receiver. Of course, these guns do kick a little bit more than, let's say, a gas-operated 12 gauge, but they are a little bit shorter. So that in that respects, they shoulder well and they swing well. So it's and you're never going to be. You can put in a couple different types of shells. So if you want to have let's say a 7.5 on one side and a 6 on the other, shot, you could do that. Sometimes I used to shoot different. I shoot a 4 and maybe a 2 when you're duck hunting or goose hunting. So it does. You do have the ability to do that. Where a lot of times on your pumps and your automatics, it's not easy to. You can put in a different shot load, but you know whether you're going to be able to use it or not. Now this is non-selective. They did later on come up with a selective trigger where you could shoot one side. This you shoot your modified first, and full is the second shot. So, but later on they did have it where you could shoot the full side first and the modified second. Those are a little bit more. Those are more expensive because there is a mechanism to switch over. But this you just pull once, pull twice. It just automatically. There's no other. It has automatic injectors. They're here. And if you only shoot one shell, it will only eject one shell. And you don't have to worry about it. Anyway, this is one of those guns that I have had. It's not that old, but it's 40-some years old now. And these guns are, like I say, are becoming more and more sought after by collectors. And it's hard to find them out there. But anyway, and they're reasonable price. Some of these side-by-sides that are produced by some of these manufacturers are really up there in price. These are still, you know, not that bad because you can spend $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 on a side-by-side or more in some cases, depending on what you're looking at. So anyway, I just wanted to show you this gun. If you have any comments or questions, please write me. Thanks.